poems from my chapbook. It just came out like a week ago. It's called Slow Motion German Adjectives. It's out from Portland-based Mammoth Editions. Wait, no, I have another one. Let's see. No gods, no masters. I take a copy of Mary Oliver's new book, throw open all the pages, and start executing the married couples hiding within. You get the hammer, I tell a pair of them, and send them off to the hammer. You get lethal injection, I say, and send a pair off to the state. You get drowning, I tell another, snapping their arm bones before they go into the aquarium, and so on. It's not until the last page of the book, a little biographical statement, that I realize how great Mary Oliver really is. She has been awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry for American Primitive, the National Book Award for Poetry for New and Selected Poems, Volume 1. She has been awarded many other significant prizes. She's also written No Voyage, The River Styx, Ohio, 12 Moons, Dreamwork, House of Light, White Pine, West Wind, The Leaf and the Cloud, What Do We Know, Owls and Other Fantasies, Why I Wake Early, Blue Iris, Thirst, Red Bird, The Truro Bear and Other Adventures, Evidence, and Swan. But even these are not enough to fix my terrible hunger. I need more from her. I call her up. Mary, I say after she picks up, are you listening? But she's not. Instead, she's noticing other shit and pretending she can hear it pray. But I know all the prayers she's ever heard, all the prayers she's ever made. I know by this point her whole life, which is like a prayer. Or like some lilies strewn on a lake in spring, a season which carries with it smell of coffee-deep earth, the lisp of an insect arriving on new leaf. And even the bow of that newly confessed leaf seems like a prayer to the unearthly red it will discover in itself through summer and fall. I've got one more cell phone poem.
So was that ironic?
There was probably some irony going on in there. I don't know.
I wouldn't ask if I wasn't sure.
This is from a series of sonnets I've been writing. This one's dedicated to my friend Joseph Maines. It's called Sonnet. Big-breasted Donald Dunbar has romantic sex. Donald Dunbar beating his cock on webcam. Donald Dunbar strips out of tight sweater and fingers himself. Donald Dunbar masturbates to orgasm for exercise. Young Donald Dunbar interrupted by brother. Brazil party orgy cream pie, Donald Dunbar taking oral. Asian boy, Donald Dunbar 2, cream pie. Donald Dunbar 4 cream pies in a row. Busty nerdy Donald Dunbar pounded hard in his pussy. European teen Donald Dunbar massage parlor finger fucked. Hung straight Donald Dunbar's drink piss and fucking shower. Young anime Donald Dunbar tied and slapped and face fucked. Petite Donald Dunbar humiliated and throated by Donald Dunbar come crazy, filled up and crammed. That one was more genuine maybe.
More pixel-based, that's for sure.
For sure, right? A man walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender says, "We're out of drinks. I'll go get some more. Wait here." So the bartender goes and the man waits. It's early afternoon and not all that nice outside, plus he's got nowhere else to be. But then it's late afternoon, and soon it's evening time. Other patrons enter the bar, but the man warns them off. You go on ahead, he says. I've got to wait here. A priest, a rabbi, and a momentary lack of judgment walk into a bar and pay their whole lives for the crimes of a few minutes. A duck, a dog, and a Marine lieutenant dress up like an Iraqi, the Pope, and this half-gay 4-year-old and walk into a bar, and the bartender is Jesus Christ. What's with the cross? Asks the Pope, obviously inebriated. What's with the wounded Christ says. What's with... The Pope, Billy Graham, and Oral Roberts chew fingers off of inmates in Virginia. What's with that? 2 men walk into a bar and the first man is snuffed out while his mother is shackled to a bed with a sheet up so she can't see the baby she just gave birth to. What'll you have? I'll have plastic bags filled with feces and urine dumped all over the sleeping man in his bed. So the deputy says, I didn't hear you say please. A man walks into a bar and wakes up in a waterbed. The bartender is sweeping a dust rag over the bar and coos, Good morning, little lammy, it's wake-up time. The alarm is going off, but the man orders an imported beer, rolls onto his side, and tucks the sheets over his face. The bed rocks him back and forth like in the arms of radio waves. What'll you have, the announcer seems to ask. I told you, the man mumbles. An imported beer and a butt for. What's a butt for? The bartender asks. It's for pooping, the man says. Do you have to poop? Asks the bartender, cleaning out a mug with his rag. The man says. Yes. The bartender squints at the man. Do you have to poop? He says. Yes, the man says, sort of spelling it out. Yes, I have to poop. Do you have to poop? Do you have to poop? Do you have to poop? The bartender chants, his eyes filling with tears. Now the man is really embarrassed. Do you have to poop? Do you have to poop? The bartender's eyes are throbbing now. He smashes the mug on the bar and shards fly everywhere. Do you have to poop? And the baby in the other room is all wrinkly and pink and is moaning and whining. Do you have to poop? Do you have to poop? The helicopter's blades get tangled in the power lines and make a sickening thack, thack sound, and the goldfish goes pop. And there's a little egg of blood just floating there in the fish bowl, and the little girl cannot find breath to scream. A fish walks into a bar and asks for a glass of water. I saw it. It was weird. A man walks into a bar and asks if they've got any helicopter-flavored potato chips. No, we've just got plain. A man walks into an airport bar and orders around for all the assholes. What'll you have? Asks the bartender. No, the man says. What'll you have? Oh, the bartender says, I'm all set. I've got what I need. It's like I have friends. I have a few close ones and a lot of just close ones. It's easy to connect with people, but you wonder if they humor you, if you entertain them. I'm scared I like my friends too much. I'm scared I could love them to where they get bored of me. I'm scared it's the idea of me that they like, that I'm the stain of an older, dead me. The longer I have a friend, the more I worry that. I feel ugly, uglier. 30 black guys and a man shot for sport in Virginia walk into an airplane hangar. An inmate's head is stomped on until he soils himself, and that's the happy hour special. I'll have what she's having, the bartender says, looking at his girlfriend dressed up like a deputy. The baby starts ringing behind the bar, so the man, bored and thirsty, picks it up. Hello, he says into the baby. I'm not the bartender. Happy hour, and if you buy 1 beer, you get a glass of pig's blood for free. Jesus walks into a pig pen with a captive bolt pistol and then opts instead to use the powder-actuated nail gun. The prisoners are crawling over each other and sweating and squealing every prayer they've ever learned, but none of these will work. Please, they beg, please. A man walks into a bar just after he's pleasured his wife. You sure look proud of yourself, the bartender says as he pushes the man's face down onto the antique wooden bar and lines up the nail gun to the junction of the brain and the brainstem. What's with that smile? My wife, the man says, grimacing at his own reflection in the immaculate and tear-stained wood, came so hard, her cries shattered all the beer mugs. That's nothing, says the bartender. Pop. A Mexican, a European, and a Virginian walk into a bar and see a man wearing a robe and sandals turning water into pig's blood. The Mexican crosses himself and gets down on one knee and orders a pint. The European, figuring it out, also crosses himself and gets down on one knee and orders a flight. The Virginian looks at these other two, scratches his head, and says, "Hello? Hello? I need an ambulance." One duck walks into a bar and the second duck ducks. Oh my God, Anna, look at me, honey. Come on, my daughter, she's been hurt. 1338 Hoyt Street, she's bleeding. There's blood all over my... You do not understand. It needs to be here now. We do not have time. So the other patrons look at him and say, "Everything you said sounds great, and if there's anything left to decide, just tell me what to do. Everything you said sounds great, and if there's anything else, just let me know what to do. Everything you said sounds great. If there's anything else, just let me know. I've thought deeply about what you said. I should say, I love it. It's perfect. It's terrible. It's perfect and terrible. It's gigantic, terrible, and natural. It's healthy, tame, and chemical. It's idiotic, tame, and incurable. It's harmless, helpless, and vulnerable and obvious. It's happy, defenseless, moronic, incurable, excessive. It's tame and misguided, despite that it's laser-guided, mean-spirited, helpful, and perfect. It's particular and discreet, meaning it knows exactly what to say and will never say it. It's accessible, annoying, corrective, delightful, erosive, flammable, heroic, inflammable, kaleidoscopic and lost, missionary, mousy, nice, nice enough, nicer, nicest, obvious, perfect, personal, polyamorous, polyphonic, queer. It's specific, tagged as teen and adult, incapable of being born. So you have 1,300,000 eggs per day or thereabouts, which cost you 93.64 per thousand, all things considered, and which you can sell for 96 something. It's so pastoral, so true. It's not a map, but it's accurate. It's the way the map melts over time. It's the falsified map. The map remembered better than the city, and better than the city remembers its edges. It's the map of my heart, used to wrap up the real thing in avenues. The map of the war, transparency map. Yes, this is the map you were looking for. These maps you see before you are real maps of each other, just like the reflections on a bottlefly's back in 1,000 bottleflies. The word for watch is wrong, whereas the word look looks like a school. There is the newer pond, reflecting brighter and containing powerful fish. These fish have been leaping from the water and spinning all the way around 8 or 9 times. Some of them have even suffocated. Those stupid fish, and those stupid other fish, and those happy fish, and those paralyzed fish, and those butterfly fish, and those fish that look exactly like dogs, all fish, crawling onto land, dragging each other. The way each seems to die and then doesn't is an everyday thing, as simple as. You see a cloud of flies, metallic green and thick. Is it too real for you to really believe? Where we look like bits of thread and cotton, in this world, beauty is so common. Thanks, everybody.